Hello and welcome to Bonus Dad.
Bonus Daughter, a special father-daughter podcast with me, Hannah.
And me, Davey, where we discuss our differences, similarities,
Share a few laughs and stories
within our ever-changing and complex world.
Each week we will discuss a topic
From our own point of view.
and influences throughout the decades.
Or you could choose one by contacting us.
Via email, Instagram, Facebook or TikTok. Links in bio. Hello and welcome to another episode of Bonus Dad, Bonus Daughter. Exceptionally special day today for us.
This is really special, isn't it? Look.
This is very weird.
Yeah, this is really weird.
The reason it's really weird is because we are recording from my house.
Not only are we recording from your house, what else are we doing?
We're actually filming it.
We're filming it. We're going to have a YouTube channel.
Yes, we are. It's been an exciting journey for us to come this far without actually filming anything apart from the odd snippets here and there. So we've got some gear with no idea.
Exactly. So should we just have a quick kind of go around what we've got? So I've got a brand new Rode Procaster.
Yep.
We've got some mics. We've got a table. Ooh. We're in your room, and we've got a banner.
Yes.
We've got a banner that we bought with us on it.
Yes, it is very weird to sit next to a cartoon version of myself. I have to admit.
So
we both just went like this.
Yeah. So
it's like we practiced this.
Yeah. So we're gonna have this on. We're gonna have this on YouTube.
Yeah. And glad to be able to show you guys us making it. I guess.
What we actually look like.
Yeah.
As well.
I wonder if anyone knows. Well, I suppose we've got cartoon versions of ourselves, but
yeah, but they're not really us, are they?
I mean, no, I can't remember the last time you wore a black blazer. To be fair, was it my wedding? Did you even wear black?
Probably a funeral.
I do own trousers very similar to these, though. I've got some like dogtooth trousers and.
I've just realised I'm not wearing socks.
Oh yeah, you're not. Sorry about that. Neither am I, actually.
Okay.
I don't actually own a pair of black shoes.
Do you not?
Oh yes, I do. That was a lie.
You must do.
That's a lie. I do.
Yeah, you must wear a pair.
I don't wear hooped earrings anymore.
No.
I've gone to Huggies now, and I've never worn a black bandana, but here we are. Anyway, so this episode is all about kind of what happened to.
Yeah.
Yeah, like things that have just disappeared.
Yeah.
That don't exist anymore.
Stuff that was kind of quite prevalent before, but now just gone.
I think prevalent is a
bit of a
stretch.
Is a stretch.
Considering the first one that we're going to talk about.
What are we going to talk about first, Hannah? What was the very first thing that popped into your head about whatever happened to?
So I have to give credit to another podcasting channel that I saw this on.
Have you plagiarised this?
I have plagiarised this one, and I can't remember what podcast it was on either, so I can't even credit them. Oh. But just so this is not quite an original idea, but someone just happened to mention it, and then I was like, yeah, I love that we have a sound pad now. This is not going to get annoying at all.
It really isn't, is it? Do you know the best one we've got though? The best one is this. I love this one. So I recorded your mum the other day.
Yeah. Fact checker.
Because of course she. By the way, actually, before we start, remember in the last episode we talked about GCSEs and O levels.
Oh yeah.
Your mum did do GCSEs.
Oh, she did do GCSEs.
She did do GCSEs. Yeah. She made a big point of that.
Yes. I imagine that was a bit of an insult to her age.
It was a little bit. So she gave me a. Bless her.
Bless her, indeed.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Well. So yeah, the first thing we're going to talk about.
We've completely lost it. This is really bizarre. I'm loving this.
It is awesome. Bizarre. It's bizarre being in a completely different room, and I feel like it's not that I've lost my groove, but it just feels out of routine. It
does feel a little bit off.
And I'm
not going to lie, it feels a little bit odd.
Weird, doesn't
but
it?
we'll get into it.
It's nice to be able to film it, and there's a part of me that's like, should I look at the camera? Should I not? Like, so maybe this is something that will come with time. So sorry for this first recording.
The other thing is as well. Normally we face each other quite a lot, and we're kind of sat side by side. So I'm kind of noticing that I'm.
Maybe that's what it is.
I think that's what it is.
We're normally like opposite each other, but with the setup we have here, we don't have the facility to do that.
It's more like a news desk, isn't it? I feel like we're on. I feel like it's like ITV News at 10.
BT.
BT?
Next on BDBD Podcast.
Yeah.
The weather today is... It's actually
quite
sunny. No, it's not shit. It's actually quite sunny. It's quite good,
we are in England. The weather is always shit.
Yeah, that's true.
Anyway, shall we crack on with the episode?
So speaking of shit, What happened?
That's a really good segue.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And you interrupted it.
Sorry.
So, you know.
Okay.
Talking of shit, whatever happened to white dog poo?
Well,
It was everywhere. Like when you were a kid, it was either on the floor or and it was white. I'm not talking about just dog poo in general because I think people are just better at picking it up. But when did dog shit not become white anymore?
so I remember when I was really young and we lived in Norwich. We had so where I lived.
What year was this? 1952.
It would have been late 70s, early 80s. So we had we would walk from where I lived in Mousehold up to Magdalen Street. Right, those in Norwich will know where I'm talking about. And there was an alley, and we called it Dog Shit Alley. And it was always filled with white dog poo.
Yes.
Always.
Yeah.
It was everywhere.
Yeah.
And it was really hard.
But you don't see white dog poo anymore.
You do not see it anymore. Why is this, Hannah?
Right, so it turns out it's disappeared because the changes in actual dog food. So people... so dog food companies have actually made better food for dogs, and essentially they're saying that there's less bone meal in it, which is the bone meal that was making it white and their poop white and chalky. So they put bone meal into the food, and then they were obviously pooping that out. Because bone meal, I thought, was used to like fertilize stuff. I thought it was like a fertilizer, so it's in like crops and stuff. I thought it was a type of make grow faster juice.
Make grow faster juice.
Yeah. But yeah, turns out dog food does not contain bone meal or as much bone meal anymore.
My mind went somewhere then, which is highly inappropriate. So let's just move on. Bone meal.
Yes, so bone meal.
That's what it is.
That's what it is. That's why dog poo is, you no longer see white dog poo, you just see conventional brown dog poo. But do you think actually it's now harder to see dog poo and you step in it more?
Do you know what? I haven't actually stepped in dog poo for a long while.
I have stepped in cat poo for a long time.
Fox poo is around a bit, isn't it?
Well, we have outside of our house, we've got like that gravel between the driveway and the path, and cats like to use that as a litter tray. Yeah. So what we've done recently is put like lemon slices and lime slices, because apparently they don't like citrus, all in there. And our neighbours next door were like, "Why is there lemons on the floor?" When life gives you lemons, get rid of cat shit. Yeah. And because we kept trampling, obviously, getting out of the car onto the shingle, stepping in cat shit and then bringing it in the house. Yeah. And then my cat, is like, "Ooh, what's this?"
Well, I would like to say, actually, you might think that because people are getting better at picking dog poo up, but I don't know about that.
You can't tell cat owners to pick up cat shit because you don't know when the cat's
Well, you don't take cats for a walk. Well, some people take cats for a walk, don't they? They have the little harnesses.
I would love to take Wavy for a walk.
Why?
Just because, one, I think she'd actually genuinely really enjoy it because she's a very curious cat. So I think she'd genuinely enjoy it. Second of all, I just want to see people looking at me like, what the hell? I just want to be that crazy cat lady. It's all I aspire to be in this world.
Okay.
Crazy cat lady.
But yeah, I would say that you could argue that's because dog owners are getting better at picking up dog poo. Yeah. But I would say some dog owners are better at picking up dog poo because you still see a lot of it around.
You do, yeah. And I do think there are times where, like, you've got a dog right now, and like, sometimes I'm sure there is a time where Archie will wander off the lead and you won't know he's pooped somewhere.
Yeah, probably.
But in a field.
In a field.
He's off lead on a field, not on a pathway, which you'd expect. Or someone just went into their pocket and they didn't have a dog poo bag, perhaps.
Although saying that, he does make a big song and dance out of it.
Oh yeah, he does the little twirly tail up.
Yeah, exactly. You can see what he's doing. He runs around in a circle, and then it's almost like he's creating a little whirlpool, and then squats, does his business, and then legs it.
Maybe he thinks it's a black hole. Maybe he's like, maybe my poo is non-existent. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Whereas my cat likes to take a shit, as she does, and then she just like scraps at the floor for ages, or the litter tray, or the mud outside, just for ages. Just going like she's just trying to cover her. Maybe she's just like, maybe she's got OCD.
Maybe.
She's just like really, hype on like covering her shit. Yeah. Weird cat, that one. Okay. But she would genuinely love a little walk. I might do it and film it.
Get her a little harness.
Yeah, I think she'd love. Honestly, I genuinely do think she'd love it. I wouldn't do it like Mitzi, for example, my last cat. Yeah, not a chance. Right. This cat, she'd love it. I'll take her in the forest. Okay, I'll do it one day.
So it turns out then that white dog poo no longer exists because of there's less bone meal.
Less bone meal.
So the poo is less chalky.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was really hard as well, wasn't it? It used to.
I don't remember the texture.
Yeah,
if I'm honest.
I remember it would just look like, like when you get those little stones in fish ponds.
Oh yeah.
It looks a little bit like that.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, cool.
Okay.
Moving on.
So actually, let's just. Do you miss white dog poo?
No, of course I don't miss white dog poo. I don't like any dog poo, but here we are.
There.
So the second one, by the way, we forgot to mention that I've done 5 and you've done 5. So these first 5 are going to be kind of millennial, maybe generation, and yours are going to be more boomer, right?
Gen X.
Are going to be more Gen X.
Gen X.
So the next one that I come up with was what happened to ringtone culture. I don't know about you, but my phone is on silent all the time.
My phone's on silent all the time. There's nothing worse than the phone going off.
And the reason I wrote this one in particular into this podcast is because unfortunately I was in A&E on Monday and I put my phone on loud because I was waiting for 111 to give me a call back. And I'd heard my ringtone for the first time in a very long time, both my text tone and my actual ringer tone. My text tone is Kim Possible's beeper.
Really?
Yeah, because it came and I was like, I recognise that sound, and then I realised it was my own phone because I haven't had like sound on for ages. What was my ringtone? It was just a generic like iPhone one.
Yeah, you don't really get ringtones anymore, do you? Not like you used to.
No, it's not a thing. And what I wrote down was, do you remember ever like having passing a song via Bluetooth to your friends?
Yeah.
Yeah. Have I written that one in?
I think you might have done.
We'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
That's how you used to like. That's used to kind of how you get ringtones as well. Was you used to pass them to friends, but also you could buy them on channels. Do you remember?
You could.
They're like on the TV. It was like text 412, and then they'd have like loads of options. Of different like ones that you could choose from. So you could choose from anything. But
I had a lot of hard house tracks.
Did you?
Yeah, I remember "Go Back to the Old School" by Ewok used to be on there.
It's the one I seem to remember the most, and I've written it down as well, was 50 cents.
What, in the club?
No, not in the club. I take you to the candy shop. Bow, 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 bow. I mean, I never had it as my ringtone, weren't my thing, but yeah, that was that was the time. What a time to be alive.
You can remember they used to be like £1, didn't they? You used to pay like 99p a ringtone.
Yeah, which sounds mad now, doesn't it? That seems so expensive for a song.
Yeah, but yeah, I think it is. They've gone because nobody has their phone on ring anymore.
No, because we've all got watches that either buzz when you tell it, or the vibration's good enough. Like people just prefer that, zzz, and that's it.
Yeah, I don't know anyone who's actually got a ringtone.
No, that uses it.
Or that uses it. Yeah.
I mean, there is probably like still people out there that have it on loud, I imagine, because I put it on loud for a reason. So there are people that would need that, but I'm not one of them people.
Yeah. The other thing is, well, quite often you're in places where you don't want the phone to go off. Like you might be in the cinema, or you might be at work, or you might be at a wedding, or a funeral.
All of those, lifestone events.
Yeah.
Milestone
events. Yeah.
So
I think that is what's changed. I think it is because everybody just had their phone on silent. Because even like the Apple ringtone, when it does, everyone just goes for the bog standard Apple ringtone.
Yeah,
if you do
I think
hear
that's
it.
what mine is.
Yeah, no one ever really changes it. It's just like whatever,
No. I just ringtones are I think are a thing of the past.
You've written Crazy Frog here. Ring ding 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 ding.
Yeah, so we're going to get onto that later.
What, Crazy Frog?
I'm bringing up Crazy Frog a little bit later.
Oh, okay.
We're stepping ahead of ourselves.
Oh, sorry.
So any millennial listening to this podcast will probably remember this glorious time where we had a certain special access to an instant messaging service. It was ahead of its time at the time. It was not WhatsApp. It was MSN. And MSN was just... Did you ever use MSN?
Do you know, I was just thinking, I don't think I did, because I think I was a little bit too old for it.
Yeah, sad times.
Yeah, it didn't really kind of... Yeah.
So for any Generation X and above peeps who didn't use MSN, basically it was an instant messaging service. It was something that you had on your computer. It was like physically installed, I think, on the computer. It wasn't through a browser.
Yeah.
You logged in, and then you had like your name, and then you could do some funky emojis if you wanted to, and then you had almost like a status underneath, I guess, or something, and you used to put all your best friends and tag them, and the order in which you tagged those friends were how much you like them as well, so that could cause a bit of controversy. Yeah.
You put your friends in order of how much you like them?
Yeah. That was a thing. You ranked your friends. How awful is that?
That's horrible.
So bad, isn't it?
Yeah.
So when anyone like changed like around in their thing, you'd like know, oh, I've dropped down in their thing. They don't like me as much anymore, or they like someone else better. Oh, God forbid. But yeah, MSN had these very cool functions that I kind of wish WhatsApp had, like the nudge feature. So when someone hadn't replied for a while, you could nudge them, and what it did was it shook the whole screen. Yeah. And then there was like these really weird, like, I guess reactions we would probably call them. So that's where emojis started, and where you actually had to type in physical emoji. So you type in the colon, and then you type in a smiley. Like
I still
a
do that now.
Yeah. You can still do that. It's not illegal, but like
Illegal.
There used to be like loads of different things for different emojis and secret emojis that people didn't know, and I would be like, "How'd you get that one?" And it was like :3 was like the little cute face, which I've now actually programmed. This is how millennial that I'm going to sound now, is that I've actually programmed my phone so that when I type in those old codes, it comes up with the emojis that we have today. I've put it in the keyboard section.
Well, mine does that. So if I do like a colon and a bracket, it then comes up with a winky face.
So it does on Messenger. I'm not sure if it does on WhatsApp though, but it does on Messenger. But yeah, on WhatsApp it doesn't. You have to either find the emoji or whatever. But we have loads more emojis than we ever did back then.
So
as well.
was MSN Messenger as well the kind of the birthplace of ROFL and LOL and all of that, the abbreviations for
LMFAO, all of those things, Roffle, on the floor laughing.
Yeah.
All of those were birthed from that. All of that kind of text speak, BRB, LOL.
Yeah.
I think from a generational point of view, that's where it all started. But now as a millennial, I don't really use those as much anymore. LOL, I find, is like, it feels very boomer Gen X to me now.
Yeah.
I never use LOL, I use haha. But yeah, there was these funny little reactions, which was what I was going to say, was that you send to someone, and there was like this woman that used to laugh so hard that she pissed herself. There was a lips, like if you kissed someone, it was like massive lips that come up on the screen. There was
I remember that actually, yeah.
Yeah, there was like a fist that
that
was like knocking. There was loads of like a skateboarding dude. Like there was loads of like these reactions coming through. But yeah, for me, it was like end of primary school, start of high school. That's where MSN came in, because I remember having people like Ellie, who I know listens to this podcast. We had MSN together, and she was in a different high school to me. So I remember it definitely tail end of me for primary school. So we're saying tail end of 2006, 2007. Yeah. And then all the way through high school, pretty much until I think until sixth form, because sixth form then we all had iPhones and we all iMessaged each other, or WhatsApp came out.
Yeah.
So that replaced that service. But yeah, what a time to be alive. I don't remember if you could send pictures to each other. I think it was purely text.
Okay.
So it's not like...
I remember you being on the computer doing it.
Yeah, like every night.
Yeah, I remember you being on there.
Every night, MSN.
Yeah.
Like it was just the done thing. We didn't go out and... go out and climb trees anymore. That was probably the start of the digital coming into
digital age.
Home.
Yeah.
MSN was the killer of vitamin D. That's when we all got rickets.
Yeah.
Is that right?
We all got rickets.
Rickets? Is that right? Cool. So we mentioned it earlier, but my fourth one to bring to the table is, what the heck happened to Crazy Frog? Ring ding 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 ding, ba ba. Let's go Crazy Frog. Do do do. Because it's Axel F, right?
It was Axel F.
So you guys are like, oh, this is Axel F, and we're like, no, it's Crazy Frog.
Yeah, it was Axel F. Beverly Hills Cop. Axel F.
He was like, he was a frog, and he had a helmet, and he was like on a little bike, and he was going along the road, and he had a winky. That was kind of the whole funny thing about Crazy Frog.
I was thinking about this. So you know, like TikTok now, you get TikTok trends, don't you?
Yes.
They don't last very long. They're like everyone's doing like this particular dance. It's a trend for a little while,
I feel like
and then it goes
Frog,
off to obscurity.
Crazy Frog was about for like 2 years, I feel.
Yeah,
that's what it felt like.
That's what I think. I think Crazy Frog was like a trend, wasn't it? Everybody knew what it was. Everybody was into it.
Yeah.
And then suddenly it disappears, much like a TikTok trend.
Yeah.
Like that.
Oh, I remember my granddad having a Crazy Frog like car, like those suckers that go on the window. Yeah. He had one of those, but in the back of his car, and it was Crazy Frog. Yeah. And it had a winky.
I think the fact that the theme tune to Crazy Frog was Axel F as well, because it's such a classic tune.
It's very iconic. Yeah.
It is.
Very iconic for your era, and then it came 100%. Into my era as well with this stupid frog, like CGI frog. I
mean, Beverly Hills Cop was what? 85, 86 when it came out.
I didn't write down when Crazy Frog come out, but I would guess noughties.
Yeah, late 90s. No.
It had to be noughties because
yeah.
I was only 4 into the because I was born in 96, so
Yeah.
I was only 4 coming into the noughties, and I definitely remember it very vividly. So I don't think it. My guess would be 2003 if I was really gonna.
Okay,
guess.
I'll tell you what. Well, you continue talking. I'm going to Google.
You're gonna Google it.
Crazy Frog.
But yeah, Crazy Frog. I don't know what happened to him, but that was the sound of the noughties. I feel like that was everything about it.
I love Crazy Frog.
Oh my god, it was just. I think like all around the playground. I'm saying playground because I'm certain it was like primary school.
Yeah.
Ring ding 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 ding.
You were right. 2003.
Yes.
2003. Swedish CGI animated
See, he had a
character.
little helmet.
Yeah, there he is.
Look at his little helmet.
Look at his little Crazy Frog.
Oh, I can flash that on the screen.
Oh,
That's
right,
fine.
okay.
I'll do that in post-production.
Oh, post-production. Look at you little video editor. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
what a ledge.
So apparently in 1997, 17-year-old student recorded himself imitating the noise produced by a 2-stroke engine. He posted this on a website, caught the attention.
Makes sense. The motorbike makes
Ring,
sense.
ding,
Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah, posted it on a website, caught the attention of a Swedish television researcher who convinced him to perform it on air, and then it just kind of went from there, really.
And then it just went viral.
It just went viral, yeah.
Do you think it was one of the first viral things?
I think so, yeah, I would say so.
Because 2003, that must have been before Gangnam Style.
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know that was the most watched YouTube video?
Was.
I
don't think it is anymore.
Gangnam, because it was. I think it was the first one to reach 1 billion, wasn't it?
Yeah, and it did hold the record for a while, but I think Baby Shark has taken it now.
Whoop-bum Gangnam Style.
I prefer Gangnam Style to Baby Shark, don't you?
I love Psy.
Yeah, it's so good. I thought you were about to say I love Baby Shark.
No,
that's what you're about to say.
No, I love Psy. Have you seen him when he comes on stage and he jumps out? No. Have you seen that? No. Oh, it's awesome. So he's like literally underneath the stage and he's on a trapdoor. And it pings him up.
Springs him up.
Yeah, and pings him, but he's like, whoa, like this in the air and then just lands and then just pops into gang. It's just awesome. I love K-pop.
Wop bum Gangnam
Wop
Style.
bum Gangnam Style.
Okay, and my last ever one was Bluetoothing music to each other, which we mentioned.
You've kind of already
previously.
mentioned this, yeah.
Yeah, so we used to Bluetooth songs to each other, which absolutely sounds crazy because that's not now what Bluetooth is used for. It's not used for transferring data.
It's more airdropping now, isn't it? You airdrop stuff.
Well, it's replaced Bluetoothing, but now we use Bluetooth in a completely different way. We're actually using Bluetooth right now, aren't we?
We are indeed.
Yeah, our mics that we've got attached. So we've got our podcasting mics here, and we've got little mics attached to our clothes as well because we're filming now. So we needed
poor Barclay card.
Your poor Barclay card. I'm so sorry. I'm providing the electricity in the house, the studio, I guess. But yeah, you are the financial contributor of this podcast, and we're hoping that by having this on YouTube, that we can hopefully gain a little bit.
Might be able to monetize it.
A little bit of money back.
Might be able
for
to
us.
monetize it.
We do this completely for free, and as much as we would love to continue doing the podcast, we've decided.
Well, we've got to now. I've just.
I was going to say we've got
all this money.
So yeah, Bluetoothing music to each other. Like, I don't know if you remember, but I had that song that was "You're my sugar plum, pumpy umpy pumpkin, you're my sweetie pie." And basically, if anyone's now listened to this millennial, they're going, "Oh my god, that was crazy!" And they had that, and then it goes. And then the music stops from that cute little thing, and it goes, "Oh, I'm sorry, I had the turntable at the wrong speed. Want to try it again?" And then the guy goes, "Oh yeah. You?" And then he goes, I think it's a DJ Sammy song, and it goes like into this like hard house like.
Yeah, I
it's
remember that.
Just really fast thing. And I remember feeling really naughty having that on my phone because it swore in it. I remember feeling like, oh, I hope Mum and Dave don't ever listen to the Bluetooth stuff on my phone because it was that. But I loved the first bit and I loved the last bit. But it had the "Who the fuck are you?" on there. Like, yeah.
I've got my censor button.
Well, you weren't quick enough.
I wasn't quick enough that time. No.
Are we allowed to swear on YouTube? Have I got to bleep them out?
Nah, be fine.
Okay.
I'll be right.
Oops.
Yeah. Well, the YouTube we said we're going to do as uncut. Uncut. So
Fresh.
The audio podcast I will edit, but the video one, just for ease, we will do it uncut.
Yeah. So I guess if I guess if you want to see an uncut version of these podcasts, go to our YouTube channel, I guess, that we haven't even created yet.
We haven't created it yet.
But
no.
we would have created this by the time this comes out, I'm hoping.
Yes.
I've got to get my brain into gear, I guess.
Yeah, you have indeed.
Get that out.
So going back to the Bluetooth
sorry,
thing.
Yeah.
Can you remember when you used to Bluetooth things to people? Just because you could just send it to anyone, couldn't you?
Yeah.
You could like
You could be on a
room,
train
yeah.
of a million people and send it to whoever, and it would just pop on their phone. I mean, they had to accept it.
Yeah.
But
I think you still can do that with AirDrop, can't you? Or find other
AirDrop,
phones.
yeah, AirDrop you
it through,
can.
yeah.
I think AirDrop you can do with friends if they have a number. I'm not sure if you can AirDrop to someone that you don't have on your phone.
Did you ever get any rogue Bluetooths come through on your phone? I didn't.
I can't say I did.
Yeah,
but I would have loved to because it might have been quite funny.
Was it free?
I mean, I think the original like MP3s were not free.
No.
But because we all transferred it to each other, the first person that paid for it, technically it's piracy giving it to someone.
Well, it is. Yeah.
I mean, in a strange roundabout way, it is piracy, I guess. But it was a bit of a grey area at the time because everyone kind of did it. Oops.
Oops.
Yeah, as kids, I don't think we would have even appreciated the legality of that. But,
No.
Yeah. Different world now.
Yeah.
So, why don't you talk about the things that you...
So, MySpace.
Whatever happened to
MySpace?
MySpace sort of missed me.
Right.
I was the first ever social media platform. Let's call it social media.
It was a social media platform.
I think it was the first.
It was like what Facebook should be. It was like you'd have your own page. You could put your own music on there.
Your own space.
It was your own space. It was just all about you.
Yeah.
It was all about you.
I guess, I started my social media on Facebook, so that was just before. I think I'm just slightly too young.
Yeah. It's still around.
I'm sure it is.
MySpace is still around.
But what's it used for?
It's very music focused.
I thought so.
Yeah, it is very music focused.
A lot of things went that way.
But hardly anyone's on it. It's just like it. I mean, I'm sure if you ask people about MySpace, they'd say, "Oh, it's not. It doesn't exist anymore."
Should we open a BD MySpace just for funsies?
Just for shits and giggles?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why not?
Let's do it.
But it was in the early 2000s. Mm-hmm. It was pre-Facebook. Because I think Facebook was around about 2003, 2004,
I want to say 2003
wasn't it?
and 4, yeah.
Because I think I went on Facebook about 2004, 2005 when I first started posting stuff on there. But it was Facebook that kind of took over from MySpace, and that's when it started to decline.
I wasn't on Facebook until 08, 09, I would say, because that was like the first starts of high school. I think from a parental type of view, you probably didn't want me on it until I was a little bit more mature.
That's right.
Yeah.
I mean, because even the creator of MySpace, I think it was too early. I don't think they knew what they were doing with it.
Yeah.
And
they needed Mark Zuckerberg. I guess.
I think Mark Zuckerberg actually basically took the idea. Probably. I mean, I might have got this wrong, but I think he took the idea, created Facebook, and then it kind of went from there. And MySpace just kind of died a death. Yeah.
I think Facebook was probably like the name Facebook has probably come from phone book. You once had a phone book. I'm currently rewatching Friends at the moment.
Okay.
I've never watched Friends from start to finish, so I'm thinking. And Phoebe, in an episode recently, Phoebe went, "Oh, don't worry." He goes, "Can I have your number?" And she goes, "Yeah, I'm in the book." And I'm like, how crazy is that? Like, they didn't give their number to each other. She just said, "I'm in the book," as in the phone book.
Right.
How mad is that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You used to get phone book. Yeah, with everyone's
number in it. Like,
yeah.
And now, like GDPR.
Yeah.
You don't give your number out.
You'll
get cold callers.
You used to answer the phone, and you used to say your number.
Gosh. Well, like 824.
Yeah.
That isn't my number, by the way. I just randomly said it.
But yeah.
Oh my God, I have a really funny story about randomly saying stuff.
Go on then.
So on Monday, I had a blood test.
That's not funny.
It's not funny. No. I can't stand needles. We're both not a fan of needels.
Terrified of needles.
Absolutely terrified.
That's my fault. I'm sorry.
You have passed that on
I
to
passed
me.
my phobia of needles onto you.
Very annoying.
I am sorry.
It's very annoying. So I had my blood test, and I think of all the needles that I've had in me, blood test I think is the worst. A cannula I can deal with now, and injections, like actual vaccinations, I can deal with.
Yeah.
But a blood test, different story. So Mitchell came with me, my husband came with me, and I decided that I was going to say the alphabet backwards while she was taking the blood to distract me.
Okay.
I have distraction techniques.
Yeah.
And basically, instead of talking with Mitchell, I was talking at him.
Yeah.
But instead of saying the alphabet backwards, I started reciting some of my passwords. So the poor lady that was taking my blood now knows my bank password.
Yeah.
But it's all good.
Oh, talk about... I watched... you watch Taskmaster, don't you?
I do. I love Taskmaster. I'm watching it now.
I watched an episode of Taskmaster yesterday where they had an egg, and inside the chocolate egg they had to put a surprise in for Alex Horne.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
I've seen this episode.
And Liza Tarbuck rang... No, it was... Alice Levine.
Yes,
She rang up Alex's Horne's wife and got his PIN number.
Yes.
And she wrote his PIN number and put it in the egg.
Yeah.
And then he opened it up and he was like,
how do you know
How do you know my PIN number? He said, which is also my password for this, which is also my password for that. And then Greg Davis just let it out on live on air what his password was.
That was funny.
Hilarious.
That was so funny, yeah. It was good. I watched just on Taskmaster, just tangent. Last night we watched the one where it was the last one of season 13 or 14 or something with Greg Davies, and they had to make a noise. And the Taskmaster then had to guess who made that noise.
Oh, okay.
And Greg Davies does the wow monster. Have you heard that? Where he goes, wow, like that, to be like a monster. And he guessed it wrong, and it's just like the funniest thing. I love Greg Davies.
He's great, isn't he? Little
Alan Davis, sorry. Alan Davis made the wow monster.
Ah, right, okay.
Sorry, Alan Davis.
Okay.
I got the two Davies mixed up.
Back to MySpace.
Sorry, yeah.
Back to MySpace. So yes, it's died because basically Facebook kind of took over from it, and that's where it's gone.
Bye MySpace.
But it was great at the time.
Really?
It was great.
Do you prefer MySpace or Facebook?
Do you know what? I think MySpace should come back.
Love it. What is it about MySpace that you like over Facebook?
You could design it yourself, and it was have your own theme tune. It was completely kind of customizable.
A little bit like Bebo then.
A little bit like Bebo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where I learnt how to HTML code.
Yeah. Maybe OnlyFans.
Oh, OnlyFans? you sure?
I don't know. I've never been on it. I don't know what's on it. I did jokingly say to the band once, I said, shall we start an OnlyFans account? Because it's...
start showing just like bits of your body, like elbow,
but that's the thing, it's for your fans, isn't it? It's got overtaken by, the sexual industry. The sexual industry.
The sexual industry.
The sexual industry. It's, but it was a site that you could have have your fans on there.
OnlyFans.
Makes exactly.
Sense.
Yeah. So...
We're not starting an OnlyFans.
No.
Inappropriate.
Hell no. So, moving on.
Yeah, swiftly.
Blockbuster.
I mean, obviously I know Blockbuster, but I think, again, I was too young to appreciate Blockbuster.
Do you know what? Going to Blockbuster on a Friday night, especially when a film came out and it was the gamble if the video was there, or later on it was DVDs.
Yeah.
You go running down there the day it was released, and if it was there, it was like, yes.
Yeah.
It was so good.
Did they get presumably more than one copy of the?
Yeah, they did. Yeah, when something new came out, they'd have quite a few copies of it, and if it was like a real big blockbuster film, they would have loads.
Would they then? Because obviously over time, like,
they'd sell them off.
I was going to say, would they sell them off?
Yeah, they'd sell them off. I had loads of VHSs.
So why did the model not work? What killed Blockbuster?
Streaming.
But no, I don't. I think Blockbuster was before streaming.
No. That's streaming's what killed Blockbuster.
Because I would say piracy, maybe. Because a lot of people used to film in the cinema. Can you remember that? Getting dodgy copies of films, and you could see people walking up. Not that we ever had dodgy copies of films.
No, Hannah. Well, the funny thing is when you see someone's hand go over the screen to hide it and then come back up again.
Yeah, or like what I was going to say, like the silhouette of people getting up in the cinema and like walking across the screen.
Yeah.
That I definitely didn't see because we didn't have any piracy.
But isn't it funny that doesn't really happen anymore? Yet everybody's got a camera on their phone.
Yeah.
Which is much better quality of what it used to be.
Do you think it's because they've got better technology to see the recording?
I think so. Well, but also things are more. It's easier to pirate things now, isn't it?
Yeah. So I guess you don't need to sit there. And
no,
film
you don't. No. And the quality was always terrible.
Yeah.
But I miss Blockbuster. There is actually a Twitter account said the last Blockbuster.
Oh.
X. If you go onto that, it is brilliant. It is hilarious. I mean, it doesn't actually exist anymore, but the Twitter account does, but the store, yeah. But they just keep adding stuff. Just like it's so good.
It is sad. I do remember video stores. Well, they were called video stores, but they were DVDs when we went. There was a little one in Long Stratton. Don't know if you remember.
Yeah, we used to go to that, didn't
Yeah,
we?
the little round Stratton. That's how we used to get our movies.
Yeah.
And there was a little one in Wyndham as well, where TG Wines is.
Yeah. Oh,
That used to be a video store.
do you know what? Honestly, yeah, I've just gone on there. It is still there.
Active.
It's still active. The last
find it.
Blockbuster
It's not
account
ours,
is still
go
on
find
there.
it.
Yeah,
How cool.
it is brilliant. I mean, just stuff like this is like, if you get burned by the popcorn machine, please notify the staff immediately so we can put your face up on the burn wall. It's just like
I love that.
random stuff.
I love that.
Just random stuff. Sorry we haven't been tweeting a lot lately, but Colleen died.
Oh.
What?
Who's Colleen?
I don't know. Yeah.
Maybe she was someone that run the account, actually. Maybe that's not a funny thing.
No, there's laughing emojis on there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
well, that's
yeah.
fine, I
Yeah.
think.
Nothing bad has happened in here so far today. It's just random stuff. But yeah, I miss Blockbuster. It used to be great. Absolutely. Because I remember as well, you used to say, "Can you ring me up when it comes back in?"
My God, that call list must have been huge.
Yeah, and they used to ring you and say, "Oh, so the new, that film you wanted has just come back in," and you used to run down to the shop and get it.
God, like first come first served basis.
Late fees were always a bugger though.
Yeah.
Yeah, late fees because you had to pick it up and then you had to take it back.
Yeah.
But when I lived on Durham Road, there was a Blockbuster.
Yeah, I was going to say, because it was there. I remember it being there, but I remember it being there closed, like forgotten.
Yeah.
I think it's now the Big C charity shop.
Yeah,
isn't
it is.
Yeah.
It used to be sad, didn't it? Because you would see like the remnants of the Blockbuster logo on the side of the building.
Because it was bright blue and yellow, wasn't it,
Yeah.
Blockbuster? Yeah. It was right. Yeah, I remember that being there for ages and ages before they actually refitted that.
Yeah.
But now it's a charity shop, which is
It is. Moving on.
Yep.
BlackBerry phones.
I never owned a BlackBerry.
I never owned a BlackBerry phone either.
But where have they gone? Because they had the QWERTY keyboard.
Yeah.
That was kind of their whole thing. And if I recall, the middle button wasn't it was like a mouse wheel.
Yeah, it was. It was thing in the middle. Yeah, you used to.
Rather than a touch.
That's right.
Thing.
Yeah. Well, it was like the best thing to have. It was like early smartphones. It was like everybody wanted the BlackBerry.
And it probably another replacement for MSN was BBM, right?
Yeah.
BlackBerry Messenger.
Yeah.
Which was like an instant messaging service.
I think BlackBerries were much. They were seen as being the more professional.
Yeah, prestigious.
If you had a BlackBerry, you
had a BlackBerry and you had one of them Bluetooth like little in-ear things.
God.
I mean, but to be honest, those in-ear things have now been replaced by AirPods.
Yeah,
That never left the. No. That's not left.
Yeah,
people's
just like little
technology-wise. Yeah, it had like a clip that went around your ear, right?
That's right.
And then the whole thing just came out, and then it was like a little mic, almost like a stage mic.
Yeah. But I think what essentially killed the BlackBerry was iPhones. The fact that smartphones, because you didn't need the screen, because your screen would be your keypad and everything else that you need. So the Apple iPhone,
Apple killed
Android,
BlackBerry.
Apple killed BlackBerry.
But Apple and BlackBerry.
I've just realised they're fruits.
Yeah, Apple and
I've
BlackBerry.
never noticed that before. Orange, Apple, BlackBerry.
Apple and BlackBerry. What's the crumble? It's very nice.
Rhubarb.
Well, nah.
No.
Nah,
Okay.
fuck the rhubarb.
The rhubarb. But they apparently stopped making BlackBerry phones in 2016.
Oh, that's quite late to the
Yeah.
party.
Yeah,
I thought they died a death sooner
Yeah.
than that. Although a lot of people, I've got to be careful how I word this. A lot of people think Nokia have died, but they actually now Nokia do like drones and stuff in the mining and the procurement and supply chain industry.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, Nokia, maybe they don't make phones anymore as such, but they do make other equipment that is very, very prevalent within the industry spaces that they need it for. So yeah, just a fun fact for you there.
Well, apparently, BlackBerry actually shifted its focus to cybersecurity.
Yep.
And also enterprise software.
There you go.
So there you go.
Yeah, BlackBerry, Orange, and Apple.
Yeah. There you go.
Interesting.
All fruits.
All fruits.
Yes. Next one, Radio Shack. Now, Radio Shack was a shop that it sold everything electronic-wise.
Love Shack.
No, Radio Shack.
Oh.
So it was like the go-to shop. You would go electronics, gadgets, DIY, tech projects, all in the 80s and 90s.
We don't really have a gadget shop anymore.
No, not really.
There's one like Where's that place in Norwich that you've got like curry? Well, curries, I guess, is tech.
Well, yeah, it's like...
But like they had, what is it? They had IKEA there and Jolly's, and there was like a tech shop there. I can't remember what it's called. I mean, Curry's, I guess, is the closest you'd get to an electronic shop.
Yeah, I think so. They used Maplin's as well.
Oh, that's exactly what I was thinking of.
Maplin's,
Yes,
yeah,
Maplin.
yeah, Maplin's.
And AO. Sorry, it used to be in Chapperfield. It was like a store that you went in down the stairs and you went into the basement level of Chapperfield. Oh God, what was it called? I think it's now just AO.com, but I think there was a store that was...
Well, you got CEX as well, haven't you? I mean, that's more second-hand stuff.
CEX is more, I would say, like trade.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. But no, Radio Shack was where you went for... Because, of course, back in the 80s and 90s, well, I mean, like now, your phone, your music player, whereas Radio Shack would sell everything separately. So you would have all these different gadgets.
Yeah.
I mean, Radio Shack now would be somewhere you would go to go and buy a drone.
Yeah.
Say, it's that type of thing. So
I can't say I ever remember one.
No, I mean, Radio Shack died because of
Amazon,
the online shopping, the bigger retailer stores where you could bet things a lot cheaper. Yeah, that's why. Yeah. Right. Have you ever heard? This is the last one, but although I do have a bonus one.
Ooh.
Have you ever heard of the store Fine Fair?
No. What did Fine Fair do?
You know Iceland? Mum's gone to Iceland.
Oh, yeah.
Fine Fair was that.
Oh, like farm foods?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was like, you would go to... It was a big supermarket chain, really popular in the 1980s. Massive bright yellow and blue kind of branding. Everyone went to Fine Fair to get all their frozen goods.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was like the go-to place. But...
We have Food Warehouse now.
We do.
Equivalent.
Yeah, but then Iceland kind of came about. But it disappeared. It was a sad day when Fine Fair disappeared.
What really was like their speciality? Like
frozen.
Frozen, yes. But did you go in there? Was there like a specific dessert that you liked from there, or a specific meal?
Oh God, do you remember I used to make like Super Whip? You can't get that anymore.
What's Super Whip?
So an Ice Magic, although Ice Magic never went in the freezer because Ice Magic used to.
Oh, the
squirty stuff. Yeah.
It's called Kraken now.
Is it?
You put it on
you
ice
can still
cream.
get it.
Yeah. It's like a chocolate sauce, and you put it on ice cream, and then it solidifies, and then you crack it. Kraken.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Well, mash it. I would.
Yeah.
Yeah. It still exists.
Smash them, mash them, put them in a pot.
Don't put it in the fridge.
No, because it'll go hard.
Solid.
It'll go hard.
That was the whole point.
Yeah. But apparently, in the 90s, Fine Fair was bought out by Safeway.
Ah, good old Safeway.
And then Safeway was bought out by Morrison's. Yeah. Who we both worked for.
Yes, we did. At different times.
At different times, yeah.
Way different times.
I worked at Morrison's 25 years ago.
25. Oh, God. How many years ago for me?
I don't know.
What am I, 28 now? 10 years?
10 years?
God, 10 years ago. I'm old.
But I thought I'd have a bonus one.
Because it's bonus dad, bonus daughter.
Yeah, so I'd have a bonus one. So the last one...
Whatever happened to...
Woolworths.
Oh, I know
Woolies.
why this is a bonus one.
Woolies. Now, I worked for Woolies.
I know.
I went from Morrison's and I went to work for Woolies.
Now, that was a sad day.
That was a sad day. I've got a lot of love for Woolies.
I've got a lot of fond memories of Woolies.
Yeah. Woolies, it was a great shop. It was... Everybody would go to Woolies.
Woolworths was great. In Norwich particularly because it was called Big W.
Yeah.
And they had a certain pick and mix
that
everyone used to do and then sneak it into Odeon Cinema and you take it into the cinema and eat it.
Yeah.
That was the best part of Woolworths, but that's not my fondest memory of Woolworths. My fondest memory of Woolworths was the one in Wyndham.
Yeah.
And I had just had several teeth removed at the dentist.
Oh,
I don't know if you remember
that.
this.
Yeah.
So I was very upset about this. Obviously, it was a bit traumatic, and Mum treated us, I guess, the family to Tomb Raider.
Mm-hmm. I remember. Yeah,
it was on, I think it was PS2.
Yeah.
And I think it's the one where you do the motorbike in Tokyo. Now, there's going to be a lot of listeners who are gaming related who know exactly what game I'm on about, but I can't remember what it was called. But yeah, you bought me that when I had all my teeth out. Yeah. And I once accidentally stole from Woolworths, not to say that I'm the person, and it was an accident. It was, when I went in there and Mum was like, oh, you need some types for school. Because Woolworths was the type of place that you could get anything.
Well, yeah, you went to Woolworths for
Clothes,
everything.
Shoes, electronics, toys. it done everything but like grocery food, didn't
Yeah.
it? It done snacky food, but not like groceries. And I walked out. I got these pair of tights, and then Mum done and paid everything, but I was still holding these tights, and I walked out of the store with the tights in my hand, and I was so upset that I went back in and I did pay for them.
Good.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Mum will remember that. You don't need to fact check that. Because we went back and paid for them, and I felt so guilty that I'd walked out the store with them, that I'd shoplifted. Yeah.
Bless you.
Yeah.
Bless you. But yeah, Woolies collapsed in 2008. Now I left Woolies in 2003? No, 2004.
So it all went downhill from when you left.
It did. Well, part of the reason I left because I got made redundant because Woolies was failing.
Yeah.
Woolies was failing then. You've already mentioned it. Big W was the downfall of Woolies.
My favourite story of yours ever is a story of you at Woolies. Can Please tell everyone the story about the fish?
When I was talking outside on the phone to your mum,
yeah,
and a fish landed on my head.
Yeah. That is just the craziest
well, that's basically
story.
it. That is it.
I know that is like the story.
That's it.
But the fact that a fish fell on your head. So Woolies in Norwich city centre.
Yeah, it's in the city centre.
It's on Riverside. So obviously there's a river nearby, and we've come to the conclusion that it was probably a bird had scooped a fish out of the river.
It was a tiny fish. It was like a little stickleback type fish. Yeah.
And the thought of you just like on the phone outside, just like plop, and then you just look at the floor and you're like, there's a fish that just fell on my head. Like, it's the craziest thing. Like bird shit. Yeah, fair enough. Not funny. An entire fish. Was it like wiggling or anything, or was it dead?
No, it was dead. It was dead. It just like clocked on the top of my head. I just felt it, and then when I looked down, there was like a fish laying on the floor. I was like, where the hell did that come from? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I was on the phone to your mum once before and a bird shat on my head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe it's like phoning mum in
Stuff
scary
falls
situations.
on my head.
Yeah. I remember you used to have a very good rapport with the hot dog man.
Oh, Dave the hot dog man. Yeah.
Still here.
Yeah.
And I remember you bringing home goodies every now and then that had been either discounted because they couldn't be, or they were display model, or there was a slight defect on them.
Yeah, we used to get really cheap stuff.
Yeah, because you brought home that Winnie the Pooh mat. Do
Yeah.
you remember? And I used to slide on that in the garden.
That's right.
Oh,
yeah.
That was the best when you worked there. Some jobs have to have perks like that, you know?
Yeah. Well, what it was is because of stuff that was so badly damaged you couldn't sell it. Well, not you couldn't sell it, but we used to then they used to sell it to the
foam mat
staff.
might have had like a little chunk out of it or something like that, or a score or something.
A beanbag where someone had sliced it with a box cutting knife.
Yeah.
And it's great big gash across the side of it. We couldn't sell it, but I got it for like a quarter of the price.
Yeah, because you could just go home and sew it up.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah, so I think that's the saddest of all is what happened to Woolworths.
What happened to Woolworths? Well, apparently it's still online. I did Google it.
You can still get, it does still exist in some form.
Yeah. So it's still there.
Yeah.
And the unit that was Woolworths in Norwich in particular as well is full of other things now.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like it's a dead space in the middle of Norwich either. Like they managed to fill it really well. And I think it's actually always full, like of the units in there, right? I don't think I've ever seen it not like have a unit in there, because it's now split up into several units, isn't it?
There's four. I think it's four units.
Five,
four or five units.
So you got H&M, you've got Poundland, you've got
B&M.
B&M, that's two, isn't it? Two units. Matalan is there, I think.
And they've got like a Hobbycraft.
Hobbycraft, there are five there.
Yeah.
And then there's now also like a little card factory on the
That's
car
right.
park.
To think that was all one shop.
Oh, yeah.
All of that was one shop.
And well, I assume it's all one shop and your warehouse.
Yeah.
Yeah. Crazy to think of now, but and the biggest thing of Big W at all was that McFly played there, didn't they?
They did. Do you know what? I remember that day because I got you all of their autographs, didn't I?
Yeah, still got it.
Because that was great. And I remember I was the one who opened the door up, so there was like hundreds of kids outside waiting to see McFly because they were huge at the time.
Yeah, they were massive.
I mean, they were still kids themselves back then.
Yeah,
you know, this is like early McFly where they were really, really big. And I remember.
Can you imagine, like now, what band would rock up outside?
Mammal Not Fish.
Mammal Not Fish.
Yeah.
Sorry, carry on with your story.
So I opened up the front doors, and as I opened them up, there was just this scream of like hundreds of people, and there was like McFly directly behind me.
Very, very
So I was
cool.
standing there in the middle of McFly. That was great.
Yeah, very, very cool.
Yeah,
very
they were
cool.
honestly they were really
Nice,
young,
weren't they?
but they were so nice. They were great. And when I said because we had their poster, and I went in to see them. I said, "Look, would you mind signing this for my daughter?" And like, yeah, cool. What's her name? And they all did it, and they were all really, really nice lads. You still have it?
Still have it. I can show you in a second.
Excellent.
I'll put on the post-production, I can put a picture of it.
Whee! There you go.
Yes. Well, we hope you enjoyed this episode of Bonus Dad, Bonus Daughter. And for those watching us on YouTube right now, this is our first ever one. So thank you for coming along. And and watching us, basically. I've got nothing more to say to that, but thank you. I guess it's the only thing I've got left to say is cue the outro.
Thanks for joining us on Bonus Dad, Bonus Daughter. Don't forget to follow us on all our socials and share the podcast with someone who'd love it. We are available on all streaming platforms. See you next time. Bye-bye.